Hello students, today we can discuss about our eyes. Here you can see a diagram, internal structure of human eye you can see here. Here so many parts written here. Let us see each part of our eye and discuss their functions. Here you can see our eye, that is eyeball. This is eyeball and that is spherical in shape. We can say for the spherical shape, for this eyeball, its diameter is 2.3 centimeters. Here you can see this is cornea, that is the transparent part which is bulged outwards. Here you can see cornea is written. This is the transparent part of our eye. Transparent means you know through that light can enter into our eyes. Here you can see a small hole behind this cornea. We can call that hole as pupil. Okay children, but here you can see green color. No, this green color means that is a circular diaphragm, that is called iris. That iris means it has so many muscles there. Muscles there means you can say they can contract and relax. So here you can see this is iris, that is the circular diaphragm. Okay, at the center of the circular diaphragm, like this way only I can draw here. At the center of the circular diaphragm you can see a small hole. That hole is called pupil and the circular diaphragm, that is called iris. Okay children, this iris has some colored pigments also. Due to that only we are saying about the color of the eye. The color of the eye depends on the color of that pigments present in the iris. So here you can see iris and at the center only that pupil there. Then what is the function of this iris? What is the function of this pupil? This you have to know. Here it is a hole. So from that we can say through this hole light rays can enter into our eyes. Then what is the function of this iris? This iris is controlling the size of the pupil. Through that it can control the amount of light entering into our eyes. If the intensity of outside light is high, this pupil contract and less amount of light enter into our eyes. If the intensity of light is less outside, what will happen? That time this pupil will expand and more light enter into our eyes. Like that, with the help of that iris, this iris is this iris is controlling the size of the pupil. Then through that pupil only light is entering into our eyes. Then behind that you can see a lens here, eye lens. We can call this lens as eye lens, like a convex lens you can see here. Through that lens what will happen? Light enter into our eyes and you know this is a converging lens. Then the rays will converge at a point on the retina. Here you can see a light sensitive screen behind the lens. Here you can see this is the retina. Retina is that screen inside our eyes. You know this is a convex lens, this is a converging lens. So we need a screen to obtain that image. That screen is our retina. This retina means that is full of light sensitive cells, cone cells and rod cells are there. Then what will happen? If an image is formed here, here you can see optic nerve, you know the function of the nerve. So here these signals, that electric signals, that is due to the image formation here, they will send to our brain through this optic nerve and that's why we can see that image there. Here you can see ciliary muscles. Two sides of the lens you can see ciliary muscles. So what is the function of the ciliary muscles? Means you can see this convex lens is fixed to the ciliary muscles. You can see at a time you can see nearby objects and distant objects. So in this case, for seeing these objects, our lens has to adjust the focal length. This function is done by that ciliary muscle. Ciliary muscles controlling the size of the lens. Due to that, it can adjust the curvature of the convex lens. Convex lens means eye lens inside our eyes. Here you can see space between this cornea and the convex lens that is filled with a viscous fluid. Okay, or viscous liquid there, that is called aqueous humor. Like that, here you can see space between this convex lens and the retina that is filled with a jelly like transparent medium that is called vitreous humor. Here you can see a spot that is called blind spot. Here the spot means that is the junction of this retina and the optic nerve. What is the speciality of this blind spot means here is no sensitive cells. No sensitive cells means no light sensitive cells, no rod cells, no cone cells. That's why if an image is formed at the spot, what will happen? It cannot be sent to our brain. So that thing will not be visible for us. I told you about two types of sensitive cells in our eyes. They are rod cells and cone cells. Here you can see rod cells respond to the intensity of light and cone cells respond to color of light. Here you can see power of accommodation, that is an ability of our eye lens to focus distant objects and nearby objects. You know, at a time we can see nearby objects and distant objects. In the first chapter you studied if the position of the object is changing, image distance will be changed. That we have studied. You know the image distance is the distance between lens and the screen where you are getting that image. Here you can see this is the lens and this is our screen, that is the retina. So here the image distance is between this lens and the retina. Inside our eyes this image distance is not changing, that you know. Is it possible this distance between retina and that lens is changing there? No, that is not possible. Last chapter we studied about that lens formula as 1 by V minus 1 by U equal to 1 by F. There we discussed about this image distance, object distance and the focal length. In case of our eyes, this image distance is a constant. Then what is happening there? You know the object distance always changing. Okay, if you are observing an object nearby you, that time object distance is less there. Distant object means that is increasing there. So object distance is changing there. Then what about the focal length? This should be changed. So here what is happening means these ciliary muscles are there. You can see this convex lens is fixed with that ciliary muscle. So these muscles can relax and contract. With the help of these muscles, what will happen? The curvature of the lens will be changed. If the curvature of the lens will be changed, its focal length will also be changed. Due to that, it can change the focal length. That's why at a time our eyes can see distant objects and nearby objects. This ability of our eye lens, that is called this power of accommodation. Ability of our eye lens to adjust the focal length, that is called power of accommodation. If the ciliary muscles are relaxed, what will happen to the lens? The lens become thin. If the lens become thin, what will happen to its focal length? The focal length will be increased and that helps us to see the distant objects. Then if these muscles are contracted, that time the lens becomes thick and its focal length will be decreased. So that time we can see the nearby objects clearly. Here you can see near point. Here I am going to discuss about a normal eye without any defects. So here you can see near point. From this term also you can say near point, the closest distance at which the clear vision is possible. That is called near point. For a normal eye, that is 25 centimeter. That is the least distance of clear vision. Then what about far point? That is the farthest point at which the clear vision is possible. That is infinity for a normal eye. So for that no limit there we can see. That's why here near point 25 centimeter and far point infinity. In between that the vision is possible. So here the range of vision for a normal eye is 25 centimeter to infinity. If for this any problems there, for this near point or far point, any problems there means that we will say about the defects of I.